and give you and me and others a reason to kill, this is jahiliyyah. This is barbarism. But if you don't belong to an environment of learning, you will take those translations you get, and worse than that, because you don't know what you're getting. Because why? You're not part of learning, generally speaking. It's too difficult to make the sacrifice. I know, I live in Canada like you. If I need to go to London and Ontario for something that is important, I will go. If I need to go to Ottawa for something important, I will go. I have been a student in a foreign country, and I used to travel throughout that country if I know there was a scholar with some information that I need to listen to. Excuses will not help us. We are fat and insulate with excuses. This messenger came to revive society, not to keep us in the paganism we were born with and that we see so visible around. So my dear brothers and sisters, this messenger came to make us understand that all that is good and useful and pleasant and nice and in the interest of the human society is good for them. All that is khaba'ith, all that is loathsome, all that is harmful, all that is injurious, all that is polluting, all that is poisonous, all that is destructive, all that is vile and evil and harmful to the human society cannot be good for them. And that's just to give you a little nutshell of what haram is. And we have been asked to gravitate to the halal and don't violate the haram. Today when you go to Muslims all over the world, what do you think they know about halal and haram? Halal is about food, or that meat slaughtered by Muslim. Did he say Bismillah? Do you worry if he follows Bismillah? This is the cheap religion of the Muslims. They believe anybody, wishy-washy Muslim, who has a halal shop and sells halal meat, where they're hauling extra profit, who cares what they live by? Isn't that what you want? So you get that. Halal has a higher meaning. I grew up in a society mainly non-Muslims. There were some few Muslims. And the most thing the Muslims are concerned about, halal meat. They could be in the, I don't know if you have it here, they could be drinking alcohol. There are shops that sell alcohol in abundance in the Caribbean. Don't go there for that. There are shops that sell alcohol in abundance in the Caribbean. And the average Muslim, even in an alcohol shop, he wants halal meat. Oh yes. Oh yes. I don't hear anybody talking about halal thinking. You ever hear about this? This is not popular, because this is only popular with education. I don't hear about halal thinking, halal perception, halal lifestyle, halal productivity. We don't hear that. We hear cheap things. And you always have people in society to rip you apart if you fail to become educated. And that is why halal and haram is an exploitive forum. Many people feel if they look like Arabs, they're being halal clothing. So these places that sell these things, no, there's business for that. You can eat anything that is said Bismillah on it. It will not make a difference in your life. I can eat meat that people say Bismillah on it. It doesn't have magic. The meat will not do anything. Ask yourself, all of us who've been eating meat with halal Bismillah, what has it produced in our life? Think of all the Muslims who own shops, or go and slaughter an animal, or a bird, and they say Bismillah. But they have no real concern about this Bismillah, what it stands for, what's the philosophy, what are the significance. They don't really live by these standards. But I can tell you, and you can think about it and throw it out if it's not correct. The majority of Muslims, they've been brought up as ritualists. And they don't care much once they get the halal meat. As I said, the Prophet came not to bring religion, to make people feel if they do a little something like that, their life is going to change. He came to tell them, the mind is the seat of shaitan. This is where shaitan sits. And this is where divine guidance can also sit. It's you got to decide what is sitting in here. Don't think by reading some Arabic and singing some Arabic verses and singing some mantras, you're doing anything better than anybody. You're only fooling yourself. Look at your own life, look at your own predicament, look at your own goals, and if these goals were depending on magical expressions, nobody will go to work. You'll stay home and read it and everything will come in your bank. So this beloved Prophet came to enhance the society. In order to do that, he had to change their perception of values. He had to let them understand as how the society had kafir, how the society had taghut, how the society had munafiq, how the society had mushrik. They need new blood in the society. I don't mean animal blood. The society need Muslim. Hear that? The society needed activists who are called Muslim. The society needed activists who are called Mu'min. These are the activists that the society need. Later, inshallah, I will share these with you. I ask you, as I ask myself, let us do what is necessary to get the protection of Allah from the past and our present life, that our future could be built on stronger plateaus and greater foundations. Let us do this for ourselves, for our families, for our children, for our community and the world in which we live in. And let us understand that this beloved Prophet didn't bring religion. He brought a social order that is based on dynamic lifestyle. فَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ. The Qur'an tells us, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تُحَرِّمُوا مَا أَحَلَّ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. O you who are committed to Iman, it's your responsibility to learn and to study and to know that you should not make haram the good things that Allah has already made for you. We beg Allah to bless all of His messengers, that their memory will always be a respectable one, a revered one, and a one that you and I would always realize that lip service with it has no place. But you and I will realize that the values that they brought to their societies, amidst the challenges of their societies, is what you and I can possibly take and put into our life. Let us turn in salah.